do not like the way they set this Instagram thing up now. Yeah, it looks real strange. Good evening. How are you this evening, sweetie? Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. How's everybody doing this evening? Good evening, good evening. Hello, everybody coming in. How y'all doing tonight? It gives people time to get in here. Y'all know I don't be telling y'all when I'm coming. I just show up. So here I go. Hi, Dane House. How you doing, sweetie? I'm good. I'm good. I can't complain. Just a little bit busy. Feeling some people are needing a little surge in energy. So here I go. Hey, sweetie. Hey, Tess. Hello, Boy Venus. Good evening, everybody coming in. Yes, doing well. Good. Everybody ain't doing so great. So that's why I'm here. Hey, Emmanuel. I am. Thank you for asking. I'm well. I'm glad to hear that you are as well. I'm just giving people some time to come in. Good evening. I didn't take a lot of questions, but you know I'm always open for questions. So if you guys have any, feel free to ask them. I try to give as much information or knowledge on a topic that I know about, that I've experienced. So if there's a question that you have and you'd like to ask it, feel free to do it here. Good evening. I see some new names showing up. So thank you, baby. For those of you who don't know, I am Designs by L. White. My name is Lanita. I am an ancestral woman. I am an Egun woman. I am a palera. I am an espiritista. I am an empath. I am the Madre of Nikisi. I have my own Egbe, which is of ancestral veneration and your spiritual guides and your spiritual court. We do things in order around here. We get you on the levels of starting with your ancestors first and then getting on to your spiritual court and then any Orisha or any other guide that has stepped forward to work with you on your path in this lifetime, in this life cycle. We get you to that in the order in which you're supposed to be doing it, and the ancestors are always first. I like to share information so that those of you that are new into the traditions do not get taken advantage of, that you are given some knowledge going in to arm yourselves so that these persons of spiritual hierarchy, if you will, that you go to for assistance. Hey, Blackwater. That you go to for assistance are not able to take full advantage of you. You go in there with some knowledge. You go in there with your ancestors already being venerated and given energy and being elevated in order for them to assist you properly. Hello, Afedi Kazor. Afedi Kazor. And to also make sure that they are given their proper veneration so that they can warn you as well, right? For the places that are not safe for you to be in. The places that are out for the quick buck, the quick fix, that are going to turn your nose off to spirituality because you think that this is what the tradition is, when in actuality it's just a few humans, and a lot of them, unfortunately, that are in this for the paper chase, that are in this for the, you go to One Bin Bay and you see people throw themselves on the floor in front of somebody else. You want to know, how do I get that? There's a lot that goes into it. Ain't just somebody throwing themselves on the floor to you. It is more than that. It is them respecting the orisha that's on your head. You know what I mean? And if you're a shitty person, some of us, ain't nobody going down on the floor to you unless your orisha's down. You know, your character matters. When we get these crowns and we get these initiations and we get these elevations and all of this other kind of stuff, your life and your spiritual growth and all of the things that you used to do, that stuff got to change. Everything must be changed for the better. You have to grow for the better. You have to be better and do better for you to gain better. People, what is the fascination with spells? Please tell me. What is the I got a question. What's the fascination with spells and candle work and jar work and the glitz and glamour that you guys see with dressing candle? What is the fascination with that? I ask because a lot don't understand that there's work and there's spirit that goes behind that. So it is in the connection with spirit that allows that work to manifest itself. It is not simply just getting a candle, making it pretty, lighting it, and then saying to the universe, oh, I want this, and I want that. It may look pretty, right? It comes out nice, but does it have the effect that you want if you're not assigning that candle work to someone, right? People have this thing where they like to do 1,000,001 altars off of dreams. Just dreams? Do you know how many different ways your dreams can manifest themselves in order to get you a message? Sometimes it's not so clear-cut, saying that you need to go and build an altar for this particular energy that you dreamt of. A lot of times, that energy that you dream of is not actuality that energy if you're not someone that is initiated, introduced by family, by blood, by something in your line, right? It is the energy that comes behind that image that you're seeing that you're actually is the message, right? People get Yemeya's energy mixed up with energies all the time. Everybody wants to run the Yemeya, right? Because that's what's popular. It's Orisha. Grandma standing in the back looking like, I'll knock all this shit over. Because it's your grandmother's energy that you're feeling. It's not Yemeya. It's that mothering energy. The great mothers. The ones that landed in the waters that didn't make it over from their stolen land to where they were being hauled off to. You know? Water is refreshing. Water is cleansing. Water is regenerative. Water is all of those things. And the great mothers ruled waters. So when the great mothers step forward, it's not always a Yemeya essence. It is, how much have you done with your lineage? Right? So it is an understanding that if you see something and it's reminiscent of a Papa Legba or an Elegua or something like that, that does not mean for you to go and to buy things to create an altar for that particular energy. Maybe it's telling you that you need to get your roads together. Maybe it's telling you that you are at a precipice in your life where change needs to be made and you have a couple of options here and you better pick the right one. That doesn't mean to go and buy something that says Elegua or Bapa Legba or any of those things. That's about you. That's about your roads. So to understand the energies that come with these Orisha and these deities and all of these spirits that you desire access to, you must know what comes behind that. It is not just the image. We worship no idols. We worship no images. It is the essence and the job that they teach, because every one of them comes with a lesson. It is not for grandiose stature. It is not for any of those things other than to teach you a lesson that is going to be a betterment for your life, your lineage, your bloodline as a whole. I didn't see nothing y'all wrote. I did take a couple of questions. It's only a handful of those. So how do you work this new thing? I don't know. Oh, this sucks. I don't like Instagram no more. This is Fugazi. It is doing the craziest thing. Want to feel powerful yeah, people want to feel, you're right, Emmanuel, people want to feel powerful any way that they can, but they don't understand that the root cause behind what they're doing is only going to cause their own downfall, because you've been given something and accepted into something, whether you paid for it or not, whether it is that you got this calling, or whether it is that somebody just wanted your money and you were initiated into something, right? At any given time, that Orisha's still on your head, right? They still looking at you. I don't care who gave it to you, who sold it to you, how you got it, anything like that. As long as it's done ceremonially official, right? And you have it on your head. Orisha's not only looking at that person that put it on you, but now they looking at you because you've stepped into a role that you are supposed to be elevating. You are supposed to be doing something more with yourself. If you got this high vibrating energy that is a force of nature that is what became of this world, what started this world, what started this universe, this earth, all of these different things is what the Orisha has had their hands in. Do you think that we're going to give you all of the keys and the secrets to the kingdom and all of the things that we did for creation to someone who is not truly into it from the heart? You get this much. You get basic level stuff. You get floor level stuff. Those persons, 90% of the people that's crowned can't read. When I say can't read, I mean not tarot cards. That's a different tierra, right? When I say read, I mean they don't know how to read the Orisha. They don't know how to read De Lagoon. They don't even know how to read Obi. The original Obi was Obi Obata, which was 4 pieces of Obi Cola, right? We don't use that too much no more because that's really hard to read, and ain't nobody reading that really but the Babalaos, right? And some Santeros and Santeros will know how to read that, right? We use coconut, right? 4 pieces of coconut. That's the basic, simple introduction to communicating with spirit in any traditional African spiritual-based system, right? 4 pieces of coconut, 4 coins, 4 chomalongos, if it's palo, 4 pieces of something to communicate and get answers to questions, right? Beyond that, the next step is the Marin de Lagoon, which is the 16 cowrie shell divination system. These people go for these crowns and don't realize there's a lot more that goes into just saying, okay, I'm crowned. All right, so now what? Do you know how to read your Orisha? No. How do you take care of your Orisha? What do you mean? How many times do you feed your Orisha? What do you mean? How did you receive them? Through the mail. Like, all kinds of crazy wild style things that make absolutely no sense, right? When I ask you things like that and then it goes into your ancestors and I ask you, well, what have you done for your ancestors, and you tell me nothing, your whole shit is flipped. They supposed to be first. They're supposed to go before anybody else, before any Orisha, Palo, anything you touch, the ancestors are supposed to be first. If they are not first, then discord is coming towards you. Period. I came in here today because I put out that post and I'm asking people how they're doing, and I don't like the responses that I'm getting. This is the 4th quarter, Scorpio season, and I know a lot about Scorpio season because I'm a Scorpio, and this is how I live, and this is my time right now, baby. The same way I climb up in y'all asses and climb up on y'all backs and climb up in your business and pick till we get to the answer. That is what the universe's energy is doing to you all right now. Some spend the whole year of your water, and by the end of that, they don't even know their Majuba. I'm sorry, but that's kind of sad. It's extremely sad. You know why? Because I've posted the Majuba on my page for free. Right? So if you're looking for certain things, you should be, doing a little bit of investigative work to find out who's kicking out real knowledge, who's giving up that information. I do a lot of memes and all that other kind of stuff, but I also give prayers, I give books, I give a lot of ancestral information. I give both of the work. I've given the Majuba on my page. I've posted the Majuba. I've posted the prayer for offering Omitutu for your Egun, your ancestors. I put all of that stuff on my page. It's there, right? I say all the time that your day, how you begin your day is how your day will manifest for you. right? For the most part. You begin on your day with prayer of thanks, right? Go from there. You got to start somewhere. And I don't mean when you wake up, everything starts with God. I don't care what you call God, just call him God, right? Dumari, Alofi, Buddha, the Most High, whatever. Not Jesus, because he's no God, okay? Don't even start me, okay? You praise and thanks the universe for allowing you to breathe and wake up another day and to prepare you for the things that you have been placed here to do. Know that if you woke up, then you have a job still here to do, right? Everybody's forgetting about the routine. I say all the time, this is the hardest time. But you're supposed to be going back to the things that you've learned in the beginning and that you've stopped and lacked on doing. Like what? Like praying, right? Like cleaning our spiritual butts. Like taking spiritual baths, like cleaning our spiritual heads, like cleaning our houses, like decluttering, like meditation, like eating properly, like not spending too much time on nonsense. What have you learned? What have you read? How much stuff have you put into action? What have you tried? How much things have you done that you've done all of the investigation work? You got paperwork, books on top of everything, and you never picked up your hands to actually implement any of these things into your daily routines. Problematic. Y'all not moving. Y'all letting emotions get the better of y'all. Stop with this emotional stuff. This is the time that the emotions is going to trigger you anyway. Know it. See it coming and be a step ahead of it. Get ahead of the game. How do you get ahead of the game? Well, in my times of darkness, when people have all of these artists and things, when they get into their time of darkness, what do? They create. They transmute that energy into something that they can do that's going to become positive for them. Because if there's something that you cannot change, the only thing that you can change is your response to it. Take your power back from it. If you are sitting there wallowing in despair, oh, woe is me, oh, what is I going to do? And you're not transmuting that energy into anything positive for you, then how are things going to change? If I say all the time that you are the source, then you are the source of sitting in misery and allowing yourself to remain there. Spirit moves when you move, and if you're not moving, they not moving, right? Ground yourself. Plant, there's some stuff that you can plant now, right? Stop letting stuff trigger you. If you let something trigger you, then it takes over the power from you. And I'm not giving away my power, right? I'm looking at why you trying to trigger me. How about that? Don't try to trigger me because you want some attention, vampire. You won't siphon that from me. How about I cut you all the way off? How about I suck all the energy out the room? Now you get nothing. Trigger me. When I'm triggered, I'm loading my clip. Don't do that. So don't even do the whole, nah, we're not doing that. Don't even let nobody get you there. For what? Because they're miserable. Misery loves company, right? Nobody got time for that. Leave people where they're comfortable at. Back there. Where am I going? Over there. Can you come? No. If we not meshing, if we not vibing, if we not on the same wave, I'm going to need you to go all the way away from me. And I'm going to go tell my spirits to keep you the fuck away from me because I done told you already. Y'all got to get out of the... A lot of people don't pray to their higher self or read. You got to love yourself, and your higher self is a part of you that you got to embody. If you don't love you, you can't love spirit. No, they believe that it is an outside job. When in actuality, spirituality is an inside job. The more you love yourself here, the more you are in control of yourself here, the more that you are sure of yourself here, the more that everything about you is vibrating on the right frequency here is what spirit responds to. Your language doesn't matter. Nothing else matters except for the energy. That is the currency of the universe. Energy. Walk it like you talk it. You guys, you know, it's hard, right? I get it. The world is a different place than what it's been, people have been used to. And that's okay, because everything is going to change. They ask you why you smiling when I should have been upset. They wanted me to be upset. Exactly. So why I'm going to give you that? I know what you wanted. And at the end of the day, I'm still here. I'm still breathing. I'm still doing all the things that you tried to get me not to do. So that's going to piss you off more than anything else. And I'm here for that. All day. You started. All day. Routines must be kept. You got to work for this if you want this. And you got to understand that once you get it, it's harder to keep it. So stay humble, because it can be taken as easy as it's been given. Spirit watches what you do. Spirit watches your growth. Spirit watches the reasons why you're doing certain things. That's why the jar BS always triggers me, because spirituality is not jars or candle. It's betterment. You become spiritual to find yourself. Forget about them jars. Yeah, that's why I asked in the beginning, Emmanuel, what is the fascination with the spell work, the candle work, and the jar work? I don't understand the fascination with that. Because let's keep it real. Half of y'all shit ain't working anyway, so why y'all wasting y'all time? That shit ain't working for y'all. It ain't popping. You know it's not. So stop lying to yourself and acting like it is. I just heard it's not working anyway. Why are you wasting your money? Questions, right? If you don't have any Chinese, Asian, them type of people in your bloodline, in your lineage, or in your court, burning ancestral money does nothing for you. Black folk don't know what burnt money. First of all, you burn $1 in front of a black person, they're going to spaz. That's number one. They don't recognize that as of ancestral elevation. That's not a recognizable thing. You cannot buy, and I can say it all the time because people keep asking me about it. You can't buy salvation. I'm going to say it again. You cannot buy salvation. You cannot pay off karmic debt in coin or paper. That's not how you do that. That is in deeds, in deeds, and in deeds. And that is it. When you do better, your lineage does better. When you elevate, your lineage elevates. That, therefore, raises the vibration and the frequency that's going on in the universe. And so things are being raised for your family as a whole. That is how you pay off karmic debt, by doing good. That is it. There is no quick fix. Your people don't recognize that. My people don't recognize that. I burn dollars. They like, you're going to start a fire, stupid. Go put that stupid shit out. What are you doing? I'm looking at them. They looking at me. I'm looking at them. They looking at me. I'm like, y'all don't. They're like, no. Where you saw that at? Everything ain't for everybody. Stop following the sheeple. Okay? It sounds good. It looks good. How much good stuff have you done with your life? Let's ask that. Burning the ancestral money papers is just symbolic offering. You ain't paying shit. Right. You ain't paying off nothing. And if that's the mindset that's going on behind it, then you like, what are you doing? Remember, intention matters. Yeah, it matters, but if it don't work, it don't work. The intention is to pay off karmic debt. That don't work. So guess what? That don't work. Not for you. I bet not near one of the person that does that has bothered to go into the many nail salons and all the kind of stuff where they actually really do that, because they have their stuff set up. You see it all the time, right? Have you ever gone to ask them why do they do that and where they get it from? They're going to explain something to you that ain't got nothing to do with your lineage. Why don't you ask the people that do it? This comes from them. Why y'all do it? Tell me why. Oh, and then see if that correlates with anybody that comes in your bloodline. It's not, unless you have those that in your line. If you don't, then what are we doing? Wasting time. Go to the church, pay for a mass, an intention-based mass for your ancestral line, and they do prayers, and that lifts your ancestors' energy. That helps to elevate your ancestors. When the family comes together and you pray as a unit, that elevates your ancestors' energy. When you do good as a people, that elevates your ancestors' energy. When you help someone, that elevates your ancestors' energy. When you take care of your kids better than the people that came before you, took care of you, that elevates your ancestors' energy. When you teach them about the ancestors and teach them about the people that they came from, and then learn from all of the mistakes that they made and make changes with you, that elevates your ancestors' energy. When you sing to them from the heart, that elevates your ancestors' energy. Come on, Blackwater. When you dance with them, when you do all of those things that raises a vibration of joy and energy, that raises the ancestors' vibration and energy. That elevates them. When you learn something that is beneficial to you and yours, that elevates the ancestors' energy. Are y'all understanding what I'm saying? These little tricks and sleight of hand things that they do online to make you think, oh, I'm going to go burn candles. And you look crazy. You're wasting your money. What are you burning the candle for? Oh, I want abundance. Yeah, so do we all. What are you doing to get abundance? What is your talent? Find your niche. It is not, everybody wants to buy, sell, candle magic, all this other kind of bullshit, right? That's not what your road is telling you that you're supposed to be doing. How about you should be the person that is knowledgeable enough to be able to locate spaces for spiritual events? How about that? We always need a place to do some spiritual events. Why can you not use your information for you to be that person? We need plenty of people in a lot of different aspects of this spiritual walk. Not out front, not fucking lying and faking online and all this other dumb shit they out here doing. Everybody don't need to be buying and selling shit. Right? Everybody's hands shouldn't be touching everything, and y'all just buying it up and putting it on your bodies and wonder why your life is failing, because this heifer wasn't clean. That's why. You have got to be the type of person that is teachable. You have got to be the type of person that is willing to learn. I don't care how I said it. Was it true? Yes. You cannot like me all you want. But if it was true, then I suggest you took the information that I gave you behind it to teach you how to fix it and then flex on me. I want you to flex on me. I appreciate a flex. That means you learned something. That means you took heed to my words. However I gave it, however you initially took it, that means that you listened to it because none of your friends and people told you that what you was doing was fugazi, and I told you, so you mad at me? I'll take that. I don't care. What you're doing is fugazi. Go fix it and try again. How about that? Your people acting like you lit. You're not lit. You're doing dumb shit. Go fix it. I said it. So what? Now what? You mad? You gonna throw at me because I said you doing some dumb shit? Really? How weak of you? How weak? Out of here. Stop. Go fix it. Nobody told you that what you was doing. And it bothers me. And I don't care about people's lives, right? People do what they want to do, how they want to do it, the faking, the fronting, all that kind of, this Instagram thing that gave people that are lonely and miserable and bitter and have no true power in their own existence, that this is what's giving them power. Okay, fine. Take that, right? You're affecting people's lives. That's my problem. When I get the call that says that I got to read it from this dumbass, and this dumbass told me to stay in the street life, and that's going to be my life, and I'm supposed to be hustling and selling drugs. Excuse me? Are you kidding me? That's what the spirit told you, that's what you're supposed to be doing with your life, and that's what your life is going to be until the... Are you out of your mind? That's when I got a problem. So you're putting people's lives in danger, right? You're doing all kinds of different shit. And then the energies that you're... First of all, now, I know the person to be a liar, right? That's number one, right? So if you lie, you're cheating. If you cheat, you'll steal. And if you steal, you'll kill, right? With that being said, what low vibrating energy was allowed to come into that space and tell this person something that is detrimental to their life? Problematic. So I'm saying something. If your Ori does not tell you that there's a problem with this, then there's a problem all around. I'm going to need you to go back to your ancestors and start from scratch. Where's scratch? Back. Go all the way back. Go all the way back. Some things are just common sense. But you know what? Unfortunately, common sense is not so common. People will take what somebody else has said because they think they're talking in spirit. They think that what you're telling me is profound. They think that what you're being given is what it's supposed to be. So they'll rock with that. Because why would I, somebody from the streets, who've been raised in the streets, who've been living the street life, who've been doing all this street life shit all this time, who seemingly has been okay, but I don't know, because I kind of feel like I should be doing something else, so I'm going to go check, and I go to you to check, and you tell me, oh, I'm supposed to be selling drugs for the rest of my life. Are you fucking stupid or not? That's a problem. I was asked, can a priest or a priestess in Lukumi or Palo crown or scratch their own kids? Or husbands? So, where Orisha's concerned, the mate is not supposed to crown the mate, right? No. The mate and the mate should not be spiritually fucking with each other's heads. How about that? The kids is a different story. And let me just say this. I've seen where mates have crowned the mates. Listen, people do what they do, and I'm not here to be like, oh, the mate is not supposed to touch the mate. I don't want my mate having access to my head. You're not going to be nothing with my head. Get it out of here. Right? The kids is a different story, right? If the Orisha accepted, if that's what the letter fell and said it had to be done that way or whatever, then it is what it is. But the mate and the mate, no. That's a no-no. That's a no-no. I'm trying to see what y'all are saying here. This goddamn Instagram. Yo, you, oh God, the answers have been showing up and showing out all day. Left and right, don't sleep. How much energy are you giving to them during the day for them to not allow you to sleep? Because if you're giving them the energy during the day, then it shouldn't be a problem. And what do you mean your ancestors require so much more shell plants to save? Like what? Who touches up can't touch down, which means your padrino or madrina can't be your partner. Thank you, Emmanuel. You cannot touch my coochie and touch my head. Pick one. Which one would you like to touch more? My coochie or my head? Because you only got one choice, brother. Figure it out. Right, don't sleep with them. You cannot touch one's coochie and touch their head. How about that? Godparents should not be screwing the people in their house. How about that? No ma'am, no sir. No fiddling diddling with the people that are supposed to be your elders. Absolutely not. Why would you think that that was safe? Keep your legs closed to the elders. Okay? I don't care if they told you they got anything. Ain't nothing with the vagina or the penis is done in this culture that a male for the women gotta do and a women for the man gotta do. How about that? Nowhere. We don't play like that. Because people just listen to what anybody says to them and they just, child, I don't know. More than I originally thought. I thought I had things down and then found out through some research that I had a whole other bloodline to fool with. I bet you be looking for them ancestors now. When you say a whole other bloodline, like you got your mother's side, you got your father's side, then you got the span downs from them and the span ups from them. Palo's the same way, especially in Palo. You can't be screwing who's scratching you. How about that? If they scratched you, that's your godfather. They are not to be scratching you and screwing you at the same damn time. No. We don't play like that. No. How long before adding a loved one to an ancestral altar? I've answered that a bunch of times, but I'll answer that again. As long as they, were not bad people, they immediately can go on your altar. If they were problematic in life, they had mental issues, anything like that, anything that is unseemingly horrible character, you hold off. If they just recently passed, and you do the stuff for them at a church, right? But if they were good people, they immediately go on your altar. You know, it doesn't matter. That year and the day thing, we don't call on them. We're just adding them to the altar so that they can receive elevation and light and all the energies that we're giving to the rest of the lineage. Your mama's side. Well, don't ever think you got it all. That's the fool's mistake right there, to think that you got it down pat, because they will always throw a monkey wrench. It's the spirit is the get you gotcha. I tell you all the time. You'll think you got some shit down pat, and they'll come doing a goddamn swan dive in the middle of your shit with some like what? Just because you thought you had it down pat. They do that because it's a test. Because don't ever be closed off to thinking that there's always more, and there's always more until the casket drops for you. Someone asked me if their ancestors' candle is cloudy after it burns. It depends on the candle, you know. It can mean a few different things. If the wick was too high at the end of the burn, it'll cloud up the candle on the way out. If it's burnt clear the entire time until it got to the very bottom, and then it's just cloudy with no images or anything in it, then that's still a clean burn, right? But you know, just keep an eye on it. Like the next candle that you, and is it white, right? Because the candles that we burn for the ancestors are normally always white, right? White is the general candle that if you don't got a color for whatever it is that you're trying to do, we go with white. White will is general. It goes for any job, any whatever it is that you're trying to do, right? So if it's not black, it is not dark, it is just a little cloudy at the end, there just may be a little bit of stuff that you need to clear up. There may be a little bit more that you need to do. You may need to do a little bit more prayer, pay them a little bit more attention. Make sure that you, my dear, whoever asked this question, has their names on the altar, because although you may have some photographs up there, and remember that only the dead should be in these pictures. The living should not be in the photographs that are at the ancestral space, right? You must make sure that you have their names written there as well, because what is a blank tombstone? There is no such thing, right? There's names and stuff on your tombstone, so there is in recognition and knowing who it is that you're calling on, who it is that you're giving your energy to, who it is that is receiving the elevation, and it is honoring them by naming them, which gives them the boost of power as well, energy. Yes, I was just talking about that. I never stopped learning with ancestors and guides. This is why they sing en el mundo de los misterios, in the world of mysteries. That walk is so full of mystery. Yes, no one could ever know everything. The work is never done. We are always studious. Unfortunately, everyone's not, but everyone should be, and they'll learn the hard way if they don't take heed to the warnings that have been given thus far, you know? And everybody don't think like that. I'm trying to read these comments. I gotta get my other phone. I'm trying to read your comments, but this Instagram new thing is messing me up. Someone had asked me before why Babaloye was considered both Egun and ancestor, and I asked, and the answer that I got was, and I should have known this because duh, he is the bringer of the dead, right? So if you're the one who brings forth the dead, then in what vein would you tell the dead, no, you can't enter here? Everything in spirit is dealing with the dead. So he can enter where he wants to enter because he's the one who brings forth the dead. There are a lot of different energies that play a role in dealing with the dead, right? When you get to the cemetery, everybody says, oh, that's Oya's house. It's a lot of people's house, right? El Barondo, that's his grounds, right? Babaloye has a role in what goes on at the cemetery because he's the bringer of the dead, right? Oya is the first and the very last breath that you take. So her place is actually the marketplace, right? So there's a lot of differences in getting to know the energies and what they do and where they reside and where they work from. It's not always just in one thing that you've heard, and getting to study and research some more, you understand that these energies have multifaceted tasks. So he's invited and welcome everywhere, whether it be a service for Orisha or a service for ancestors. He's not denied access from any space. He brings the dead, so that's his job, that's his role, that's what he does. Someone asked me, how do you spiritually clean a new apartment when you're moving? 1,000 different ways to do cleansings, right? I put a bunch of videos on here about cleansing your house. Before you move in, you should be making some type of a cleansing wash to wash the floors with, mopping, right? You should be doing something to beat the walls. And when I say beat the walls, that means that the same herbs and ingredients that you use to clean the house with, you take a separate bucket of that and you get any kind, maybe a bushel of basil, and dip it in there and you beat the walls. Everything when cleaning out a space goes from the back of the house to the front of the house. You smoke out that house. You don't use sage because sage ain't shit, right? You're going to use what they used in the old school. We use frankincense and myrrh. We use dragon's blood. We use saltpeter. We use things of that nature, resins, right, that you have to put on a brick of charcoal. That charcoal has to be placed on an open fire flame to light the charcoal. Then you put it in a burning receptacle. You sprinkle the incense on top of that, and you go from the back to the front of your house. You have your head covered at all times in something white. You should be wearing the lightest colors that you have. You should be going in there already prayed up with your ancestors, doing all kinds of spiritual prayers, reclaiming your space, the 23rd Psalms, all of that kind of stuff to cleanse out your house before you move your family into a new space. What are you putting in those waters? Well, if I'm moving into a new space and I don't know who's resided there before, I'm using stuff like Espanta Muerto, which is the ghost chaser. Anything that's here, get it out of here, right? I need the Arasa Contoro, destroy it all. Anything that's here, destroy it, get it out of here, right? I'm using the what I said. I just went blank. Those kinds of things. I tell you all the time, there's a website that I use, a Botanica, Original Botanica, right? It's been here in the Bronx. I live in Westchester, but it's been in the Bronx for like 40 years, right? Their website is descriptive AF, right? They will give you all of the information that goes along with the herb so that you know specifically, what does this herb do? What am I using it for, right? It tells you that. I want you guys to get into the habit of looking up the words to see what the bath does. That tells you that you should be using this type of a herb to clean out your space and your body, because these are multi-herbs. They're herbs. You use them to clean your body, you use them to clean your house, right? You clean your kids, you clean your man, you clean your woman, whoever else is inside it and out of your house, you clean them too, right? For your head washes, I'm going to advise anyone who has a lot of stuff going on that has never done their own head wash before to first cleanse yourself with a regular herbal bath, right? Not doing it the way you see us do it online when we take the herbs and rub them in our hands and things like that. For you first timers, you should be steeping your herbs in a pot on the stove. You know why? Because you're already dirty. How about that? So for you to be dirty, right? You've never done a real cleansing before. Why are you going like this, putting all your dirt and no blocked ashe having ass on top of this herb? You're not doing it. Just boil it and pray over it. Don't let it touch you like that, right? Then you mix it up. You let it cool. You take the bath, right? Now you've cleansed some of that energy, some of that muck and guck off of you. Now you can do it this way, right? Now you can make the bath to clean your head. Start with the basics and then step the game up. Stop trying to do everything that you see everybody doing, because it ain't going to work the same for you if you got that funky energy anyway. You got to get rid of that first, and then you start to step up from there. You can't do everything that everybody else does. People like me, I feed my people all the time. I take a bath at least 5 days a week. I am constantly they throw a bird at me all the time. I'm constantly getting clean. I'm constantly doing something to make sure that the energy is fresh and clean, because that's the type of work that I do, and because it is required, and that's in my old do. How about that? So you who don't have the spiritual armor and things that I have are someone that has to do it just a little bit different, and it's fine to do it different as long as it works, right? That's all that matters, is that it works. And that's the goal, to make sure that you find something that works for you. Magical properties of herbs. You look that up with any herb you can think of at the end of that sentence and put it in Google, and it will kick out 1,001 different things for you to research, and just quickly look at, what is this herb good for? It's going to tell you all of the magical properties that this herb has. Quick, easy, simple. Little bit of knowledge, a little bit of checking goes a long way, right? We want to be self-sufficient. We want to realize that nothing happens overnight. Nothing changes overnight. How much we put into it is how much you're going to get out of it. You're not going to be given something for nothing. That is not how this game works. Spirit sees everything you say. Spirit knows everything you thought. So you can get in trouble for merely thinking it. How about that? They didn't have to leave your lips. They heard you. You thought it. They heard you. It works like that. It works like that. I know that people have been forgetting, when they get caught up into the noise of the world, that you forget to go back to your basics, and that's where your protection is, right? If you have any part of your foundation, you always go back to that. When you're feeling shaky up here, you start back here. Pick the herbs that are more common around you. Ask around you and ask Spirit, what are those herbs good for? That one helps, right? I keep reminding myself, no shortcuts. There is no shortcut to this. There's no shortcut. If you try to take shortcuts, Spirit sees that as a disrespect. They see that as you trying to get over, and they don't like that. You don't try to get over on us. We see you, right? And we know that you're supposed to be doing it this way. When you try to shortcut, remember how your kids used to pop your kids when they try to not do the homework the right way and cheat and get to the bottom and not do the work? Now they in trouble. You too. What makes you better? You acting just like the kids. You in trouble. Don't do that, because it'll take you longer to reach your goal. You know why? Because they're going to throw more tests in front of you because you ain't passed the first few. Yes, Miss Ashley Lisa, thank you. And listen, and I appreciate those that will listen to me, that I don't, some of y'all, I feel like I don't know how you, if I see, let me tell you something. Instagram and the universe is conspiring against anybody who's not doing real spiritual work. You know why? Because they added this thing on here that does suggested posts. Now, I be sitting over here trying to mind my business. And then I start going through my feed, and these suggested posts come up, because anybody that's like somebody else's thing, or anybody that's in the spiritual community, or any of that kind of stuff, that should start coming up my feed now. So now I'm seeing all the fuckery, right, coming up and down my feed. And I'm saying to myself, I'll be over here trying to mind my business. I don't know why Instagram them did this, and the universe is conspiring against y'all, because if I see it, I'm saying something. You put it out there. If it's wrong, I'm going to say it. I'm scrolling. I wasn't looking for your stuff. I was doing like this. Look. Just like this. Double check your facts. Double check what you're doing. If your ancestors ain't fucking with you, ask yourself why. What am I doing that makes my ancestors not want to fuck with me? They see you. They see your raggedy ass attitude. They see your jealousy. They see all of the stuff that you're doing. They see you reaching for everything except for them. They gonna let you swing. You probably blocked me. I don't know. Show plans to save. I post every day. Every day. Yeah, it'll work if you listen. Listen, when I get a message from Spirit, I give it the way they gave it to me. It is not about anything except for you knowing that you have something that you should be doing and you have access to it. This is how you access it. Now go do it. If you do it, they're going to take it from there. Sometimes they just need someone to pull your ear, pull your card, and be like, look, Mom, this is what you need to be doing. You're doing it like this, but Spirit said X, Y, and Z. And then I'm out of it. right? I'm not going to sit there and spoon feed you or none of that other kind of stuff, or monitor you or any of that stuff. I gave the message the way Spirit told me to give it to you, because they saw something in you that you needed just a little bit of clarification, and you got it from there. If you feel the need to come back and ask me another question, that's not a problem. You know what I'm saying? But if I see it and it's wrong, and you accept what I said to you and you move from there, you're going to grow. You know why? Because I'm not just here to just be calling people out on stuff. No, I'm going to give you the answer. Because I want you to get it right. I want you to prosper at what you're doing. I want you to grow in connection with your energies. And I want you to be strong enough to stand on your own 2 feet. That's the goal for me. If I don't care about you seeing my power. I know I got power. I'm trying to show you yours. Mine ain't going to do nothing for you. It does great things for me. But what's going to do for you is what's for you. And I'm trying to show you how to get to that. So please just listen when I tell you something. It's not always going to come off nice. The worst teacher in school will be the hardest one. But I bet you made sure you got the best grades in that class. I bet you that. Because you ain't want to hear that teacher's mouth. That's me. I'm not here to pacify. That's not me. I'm more addicted to the truth than I am on how you felt about me telling it to you. Because once it's said, it's said. You can't push that back down. You heard it. They heard it. The universe heard it. So it's up to you to do something with it. It's your choice. You know? And if that's not the choice that you're making, then you're going to only lengthen what you could have had faster. If you even get there. Because once you fall off your path at any time, you'll get caught up into all kinds of other stuff and you'll never get back there. And that's all on you. So what are we doing? We are going back to ground zero. Where's ground zero? We are praying again. We are being thankful again. Do you consider that an initiator is needed to work spirit for people? No. Initiated into what? No, I don't believe that. Some people are born to do certain spiritual works, right? Initiation or not. Some people are born with their crowns. Some people's initiation comes prior to their birth, right? Some of their initiation comes from listen, when the spirit don't die, right? So how many times has my spirit touched this plane? How many times have I came down here and banged for my people? How many times was I here as the craziest spiritualist, the craziest bruja, the craziest all this other kind of stuff, touching every tiara that was there? You think that when my spirit comes back again, I gotta go through you human assholes to initiate me? Not for everything. They're gonna allow me to do a lot of stuff because that's how I come. No, I don't believe that. Where it is Orisha related and it is in Ocha, for you to do certain things with certain Orishas, yes, right? Certain ones. And it's still, again, not all of them. Because if you receive certain things through traditional means, right? You got your warriors. You're not crowned yet. You still get to work with your warriors. You still get to work with a Legua. You still get to work with a Goon. You still get to work with a Chosi, because it's all going through a Legua anyway. You still get to talk to him. You still get to throw Obi to him. You still get to give him offerings. You still get to clean yourself in front of him, with him, without somebody else there for you if they tell you how to do it. There's a lot of things that you can do with just them that doesn't require you to be initiated if you have these energies that have been received by ceremony. Absolutely not. Taking one step out of there, you have different people that are in your spiritual court that is nothing that they do to initiate you into it, right? There are certain energies that are within the 21 divisions, right, that require initiation for you to be able to, for instance, be a godparent in that pantheon, right? For you to have godchildren in that pantheon. That doesn't mean that you so close with St. Martha the Dominator that some shit is going on with somebody else and she be like, tell them to come over here, I'll do it for them. No initiation required. If that spirit has agreed to do so because of how you come and because how you work with her and because what she's telling you to do and she know you ain't going to put no sauce on it, she'll let you do it. You ain't got to be initiated for all of those types of things. Some things are with you naturally that ain't with the person that initiated you. How about that? So, you initiate me in the Ocha, and here goes St. Martha that want to do something for somebody else. You don't got St. Martha. How you going to tell me what to do with her? Mind your business. No. No. If that spirit says, I'll take the job, that's it. They knew you wasn't initiated. And let me just say this. A lot of these old spirits don't care about your little title, your little this, your little that, and they will come through like, I don't care about your little, look, you supposed to be the grand bruja. They come in like that sometimes. If you thinking all of this and you ain't really, and they know some shit that you don't know, they'll come for you too. Don't care about your title at all whatsoever. Don't care. So no, Emmanuel, I don't believe that. Not at all. Not at all. Y'all got some questions? I'm here to give some answers. What y'all got? I need you guys to stop. Listen, I blocked 4 Babalao today. The church yelling loose tonight. I blocked 4 of these fake Babalaos today. And as soon as I see them follow me, if I catch it, I'll block it. If you see any Babalao that you see on my page, you like, oh, I don't know these niggas. I don't know them. No. The lower can mount you before you get any initiation. How about that? How about the Orisha can too? How about that? Any Orisha can mount you before you get crowned. Not until you get crowned and only your head. Prior to that, any Orisha can come up and mount you. How about that? They won't tell you that. Oh, that's not real. Yeah, go test it. Anyone, if they feel like it. If they feel like it. How about that? If a raggedy spirit can mount somebody that's doing some dumb shit because they vibrating wrong, why cannot a high vibrating spirit mount you if they so choose? How do you work with your guides? Can they be added to your ancestor altar? No guides on the ancestor altar. You work with your guides through above the table. So you will need to set up a separate altar for your guides, and that is just for your spiritual court. It does not get added with your ancestral space. That is separate. So I have a post. I'll send it to you. Remind me later, Lisa, to send it to you, showing you the different ways that you can set up the bowl over the table. But for the most part, it is 7 or 9 glasses of water. It is some type of cross, some type of Bible, some type of you need cross and Bible on yours, right? You don't have to get the one with the little white man on the cross, but just the cross, because that signifies, for us, the cross signifies the connection between the living and the dead, right? That's what the cross symbolizes for us, right? On there you can put some crystals. You can start it that way, right? Each glass is designated to a particular energy, right? That water needs to be changed minimal once a week. That is where you do your spirit communication when you're calling on your guides that are not of your blood lineage. I have some, I think I sent you some prayers with that. Let me know. For you to open up communication with them, and then it's just sitting there asking for those that have been born to you, those that have come to work with you in this plane to step forward and let them know what it is that they're here for. If it's meant for you, it will be. I've met so many people that block their blessings in their own path, projecting what they imagine instead of doing the work to be guided to what is for them. That is how, Emmanuel, you be in my head. I can't take you. That is how so many people. Oh, that's here, Del Monte. Excuse me. Oh. Who are fighting with Lanita? Your Carla, the Vendetta, the Paula one is on your left. I'm fighting with everybody. Everybody. They fighting me. I'm not fighting nobody. People are trying to fight me. I am not fighting anybody. Emmanuel. You get on my nerve. Ancestors open so many doors when you stop that projecting BS and be humble and be true and dedicate that time and won't ever have to do no spell work. Right, no. But that's when people make their money and they think that that's what they're supposed to be doing, and that's why people be hating, because I'm talented, right? I have actual talents and actual gifts that outside of spirituality, like reading and all of that other kind of stuff, that's not how I eat, right? Y'all see me, I'm an artist, right? So They will open every door before get on the block if you're doing it right. And they absolutely will. And so you don't have to try to figure out so hard who's this, who's that, what's this, what's next. You start with your ancestors, and when they feel that you're ready and they feel that there's another energy that you have that is connected with you, that you are ready to deal with, that you actually need their help, that you actually have the spiritual stamina first and foremost, and the fortitude to say what's right and what's wrong and what I should and should not be doing. And yes, I can, but should I? That's always a big question. You can do a lot of things, but should you is a very good question. I can go kill everybody that I want to. Should I? Absolutely not. Right? So should I? Yeah. Could I? Yes. Should I? No. Right? That's the same thing with spirituality, and it goes deeper than that, because y'all think that, oh, I could do something with somebody's spirit and make them do this and control this and make them do that and put them underneath my feet and all this other kind of, you look crazy. It doesn't work like that. I have 23 seconds remaining. I'm going to come back. If you guys have questions, put them up in the beginning of the live so that I can get them. I'm going to tap into this other phone too so I can see, because I couldn't see any of the questions that you had. So I'll be back one time for your mind. If you got any questions, ask me. Any clarifications, anything like that, I'm here.